There we go. Let's hope this works. And good evening, good afternoon, or good morning. Time for the NFL Week 13 prediction show. Yay! Before we continue, though, a few things. One, if you guys can you leave a like from now on, because YouTube's new... You can still dislike a video, but the only one who will see the dislike numbers is the person who creates the video. And I'm going to discuss that in greater detail in the second stream, aka YouTube is fucking stupid. Second, as I'm going to put in the chat description, I am doing a little thing trying to raise money for a good cause to help the homeless. My goal is only $100 right now, so if you guys could, if you want, not going to force you to, make a little bit of a donation to that so we can help some people who could use it. Why, for some reason, my phone wants to be dumb as usual. But I am not alone. We do have everyone's favorite 49er fan, Dave. And we also have everyone's favorite Chicago Bear fan, Mr. Vibrator.
Oh, well then. Just well then.
Hey, your Bears are still in the playoff race, so you gotta believe. Da-da-da-na-na. And of course, Mr. Jones will join us later when he can get a chance at work. If he doesn't make it in the picks tonight, he'll probably make his picks in the second stream when I play against Atlanta. But anyway, before we get to the college football rankings and the games, because we're actually going to do things a little differently tonight. We're going to, after we recap this past week, we're going to discuss the college playoffs and the championship games for this weekend and make picks for that. And then we're going to head to the NFL to look at the playoff standings, injury report, and make our picks. So let's go over what happened this past week. On Thanksgiving, the Chicago Bears won my lock of the week, beating the Lions in a very close matchup. Unfortunately, Detroit didn't know what a timeout was, or how timeouts work. Yeah, I'll explain. Owned a little bit by LeBron James, so I now hate my own hockey team. Still gonna cheer for him, but I'm pissed now that if I buy anything Pittsburgh Penguins related, some of that money goes to LeBron James, which pisses me the fuck off to no end. Before we get to the college news, let's just... the reason the Lions lost, and everybody's been asking me why did they get flagged for a second timeout. Here's the thing. You can't call a timeout and then call a timeout again. Now, if a play would have happened, then they could have called a timeout, but you can't call back-to-back timeouts. It's like calling a timeout when you don't have one. It's a flag automatically. They still give you the timeout, but you get a 15-yard penalty. Detroit doing that, which it looked like to be miscommunications from the defensive coordinator and the defensive captain on the Lions, and that pretty much gave the Bears the win because of the fact of it put him close on field goal range to win the game. So there's that. Bengals Steelers, I'm going to discuss this a bit. That was dear Lord, the Steelers just need to hang it up. Because if they lose this Sunday, they're out of the... I don't think they're making the playoffs, and Big Ben, just hang it up, man. Unfortunately, the problem is this. When Big Ben retires, the Steelers are going to be terrible. Because their backup quarterback ain't no good. Because that's the one who had a tie with Detroit. And if you can't beat Detroit, there's a problem. Let's see. What other... Oh, Giants and Eagles. Well, I said it earlier. Giants won, which helped Dallas. But in doing so, the Giants had to sacrifice their starting quarterback, who is out this week with a neck sprain. I'll get into more detail about the injury report in a little bit. Let's see it. Okay, I want you to talk about the Niners and Vikings, because you saw something stupid. I didn't get to see it to the highlight, so explain what happened. Yeah. but because he's drunk. So there's the recap of the NFL. Now let's get to college because this is an important week, as you know. We got the championship games. There were the conference games, and Sunday's the selection show. But Tuesday, they did announce their top 6 because remember, 5 and 6 usually can steal a spot depending what happens. So the 4 teams in the playoff. Number 1 is Georgia still, no surprise. Michigan's number 2 now because they beat Ohio State. Alabama is number 3, and the Bearcats are number 4. You're 5 and 6. Dave's all resident Michigan fan. So Dave, how did you feel, how happy were you when Michigan won? Mm-hmm. I am honest. I watched that game as well. um, I'm happy for Michigan, but I'm going to be honest here. I think a lot of that came down to the weather. Because Ohio State didn't have a great run game, and Michigan State was running the ball down their throat. I mean, not Michigan State, Michigan. I know I'm going to get yelled for that. But here's the thing. If you're Oklahoma State or Notre Dame, you can still get them, but you need things to go your way. You need at least either Alabama, the Cincinnati Bearcats, or Michigan. You need 2 of those 3 to lose Saturday. And for Oklahoma State, they not only got to hope for that, they got to beat Baylor. Because they played Baylor. And Baylor kind of the same thing. They need to win and hope Alabama, Cincinnati, and Michigan, 2 of those 3 lose. Now that gets me to Notre Dame. First thing first, I was pissed Kelly left. It seems he went for the money. It's like a 9-10 year deal worth $95 million. So, yeah, tuition's going to go up at LSU. And it looks like if the rumors are true, the defensive coordinator for Notre Dame will be the new head coach. So they're going to just hire from within. Which is usually the smart thing to do, unlike the Trojans who, well, stole the guy from Oklahoma. So, but here's the thing. Yeah, Lincoln Riley, the committee did say, one of the members said on Tuesday, that if everything goes the way Notre Dame would need it to, either Alabama, Cincinnati, Michigan, 2 of those 3 lose, Oklahoma State loses. He said the problem is we don't know if Notre Dame will still get in because of the fact of they don't right now have a head coach because Kelly left. So that could really hurt Notre Dame. They could have a good record. They are 11-1, but miss the playoff because of the fact of Kelly left before the playoffs started. If he would have waited till after the bowl season, postseason for college, I think no one would have been as pissed.